Is this happening to you as well? You film some amazing footage, are super excited about it, arrive home and start reviewing only to see that half of what you filmed cannot be used. Your clips have micro jitters that you didn't notice while filming, your gimbal moves look robotic and unnatural, and you have frantic handheld camera shake that stands no chance of stabilization in post-production. It is always ideal that we have a stable scene captured in camera rather than needing to rely on software stabilization, which often can introduce unwanted artifacting. Today, we'll look at some simple camera stabilization hacks you can use on your next filming session, and if you stick to the end, I'll show you how you can make a counterweighted stabilizer with just a water bottle. In-camera or lens stabilization. It is important to mention upfront that you should take advantage of your in-camera or lens stabilization first. This is named differently depending on the camera or lens brand, like in-body image stabilization, optical image stabilization, or vibration compensation. These days, cameras and lenses have amazing technology to stabilize shaky footage, and it would be silly not to use it. Even if this wouldn't solve all issues, it's just another tool in the box we could leverage to make better looking imagery. Be aware that longer focal length lenses will be much more difficult to stabilize compared to wider ones because any small camera shake will be amplified in the frame due to the increased distance. Tripod tricks. With all the gimbal frenzy in the past few years, we tend to forget, me included, the potential of a simple static tripod image. In fact, that's how most of the iconic movie scenes were captured back in the days when cameras were huge as furniture, sitting only on massive tripods. Having the camera on a tripod without panning or tilting will force us to think more about the story happening in front of our lenses than about the actual camera move. If you feel the need to move, and if you're on a smooth surface, you could use tennis balls on the end of the tripod legs to add a bit of slider or dolly motion to your frame. And if you really feel the need to be mobile, you could use your tripod as a shoulder rig by extending two legs over your shoulders and using the other one as a handle. Yes, you will look silly, but hey, anything for great art, right? And don't forget the monopod. This simple piece of gear could be very capable to eliminate any bumps or jitters while being extremely portable. Handheld tips. You don't need any fancy gear for a decent and stable handheld capture. Perhaps the most convenient stabilization tool is already attached to your camera, your strap. This humble camera strap can smooth out quite a bit of roughness from your handheld camera moves. Wear it around your neck and apply some tension by moving the camera away from your body. The three-point connection will help eliminate the small jitters you would otherwise get by freely holding your camera. A combination trick using your tripod and camera can also be extremely effective to get a pleasant and fluid handheld feel. Wear the strap around your neck and hold the tripod legs to control your movement as you're walking. The weight of the camera and tripod plus the strap will smooth out any possible microshake. In this case, a camera with a tilt-up display will be useful to monitor your scene. You can also use a wall or a tree to prop yourself against to add a bit more control to your handheld camera move. Keep your elbows tucked in next to your body so you have a more rigid grip on your camera. And as an option, if you want to introduce a slider type handheld move, shift your weight from side to side using only your knees while you are holding your camera steady with your elbows tucked in. Gimbal stabilization. Even if gimbals are meant as stabilization devices, they could potentially have some issues with the way we're using them that result in unnatural, robotic motions or micro vibrations that can be very distracting. For instance, make sure the smoothness setting on your gimbal is dialed for a gentle ease into a full movement speed, otherwise you'll introduce aberrant motions that are a complete giveaway that you are using a gimbal and will distract from the actual story happening in the frame. Next, make sure you have the camera correctly balanced, otherwise the motors will have to work harder, drain your batteries quicker, and worse, result in small tremors that are impossible to correct in post-production. Another common issue with gimbals is the wobbling that happens when you film while walking. The natural walking motion will add an oscillating up and down movement as you are stepping, which can be very distracting. The fix here is to walk in a way where your feet are stepping in a rolling manner while bending your knees, trying to keep your shoulders as steady as possible without wobbling up and down. Think of carrying a glass filled to the brim with water without spilling, unlike in this case here. In fact, That's a great way to train. Film in slow motion. Of course, there are those situations when you don't have any stabilization tools available and you have to think fast in capturing a scene. In those cases, and if the action calls for it, it's always safe to use a higher frame rate, which then can be slowed down in post-production. The nature of slow motion will help smooth out handheld movement, and you might be able to save something that otherwise wouldn't be usable if filmed at normal speed. And as promised, here is a ridiculously simple stabilization tip to eliminate micro jitters and instantly add a high-end handheld move to your scene. Take a water bottle and tie it with a shoestring to the bottom plate of your camera. The simple combination of weight and gravity will instantly stabilize your handheld movement while keeping you hydrated at the same time. And don't forget that all these tricks are meant to fix the technical imperfections that would otherwise interfere with the story and emotion you're trying to portray in your scene. There are those times when frantic camera shake will make sense, such as in a chase, fight, fall, or dive scene, to name a few. On the other hand, some scenes might benefit from being filmed with static or perhaps a slow, fluid gimbal move. Knowing the relevant type of movement for the topic will complement your final result. And don't forget to experiment and be inspired by the great works in cinema and art in general. And can I ask you something? Could you please post a comment below with a trick you've used recently to stabilize your footage? I'm curious to learn from you as well. My name is Gabi Bucataro for Stocksy United, and I want to especially thank you for sticking with me up to this point in the video. We produced a ton of work on the topic of cinematography and color correction, so if you are interested, please check out our content on the channel. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed today's topic, subscribe if you're not yet, and I'll see you in the next one.